Hi guys, welcome back to Nebula Fox Toy Reviews. It's the new guy, it's Genu that's going to be presenting the videos for December. And because it's December, it's the first video of the month as well. So as you know, that means anime figure review. And today we're going to be doing a couple of them. If I can pick them up. So we've got the Bandai Ultimate Heroes figures. So we're going to be taking a look at Tengen from Demon Slayer, and we're also going to be taking a look at Rengoku from Demon Slayer. So yes, two Demon Slayer figures today. I had to do Tengen and Rengoku together because I ship them. But anyway, let's head on over to the table and take a closer look at these cool little figures. Okay, so here we are. Here are the figures, and obviously we'll take a quick look at the packaging before I open them. I'm going to look at the packaging for both of them first, and then so I can just rip them both open, basically. So, this is Rengoku. Let me just move Tengen to the side a minute. So, this is the box for Rengoku. The boxes for these figures are really nice. And honestly, for any collectors that like keeping their figures in boxes, these are just really nice ones. I mean, normally when I see them on shelves, they're like slightly at an angle and like that, so the figures can be seen. But you could also do them at angles, you know, that way around, so it's the artwork that can be seen. But, you know, they're very nice figures. I am not an inbox collector. I always open my figures, so this packaging, we're going to be saying goodbye to the packaging. But anyway, this is the front, very nice shiny gold on it, and then we've got the same shiny gold down the side, and then on the back it's just some pictures of the figure. I got mine from HMV in the UK. It's sort of like, I guess it's kind of like the UK's version of Hot Topic for any one of my followers that's in America. But Hot Topic just seems to be better. So anyway, that's Rengoku's packaging. On to Tengen's packaging. So it's got the same shiny gold on it. And then from the back, it's just the same pictures. And then I got this one. This one was not from HMV. This one was from Forbidden Planet, which I guess could also be like the UK's version of Hot Topic. I don't know. We've got like a few different shops that could be classed as the UK's version of Hot Topic. So, I don't know which one would actually be classed as the UK's Hot Topic. But oh well. Anyway, I'm going to start with Rengoku, because he is my favourite character of the two that we're looking at today. There we go. So the packaging opens like that. And when you open the packaging, you've got a really, really nice artwork on the inside. Now, I've only reviewed one other figure from this set. It was a long time ago. And I apologise, I'm going to have to absolutely destroy the packaging to get him out. Oh, there goes his hands. There we go. Let's get you out. So one thing I like about these figures is they don't have any twisty ties keeping them in and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tuck all of that back around itself, and then I can use them for the thumbnail. Put that over there. So, here is Rengoku, and I can say that he looks pretty cool. These figures, I'm going to move the camera down a minute. There we go. These figures overall are really cool figures. The sword is not going to come off. For their price point, I mean, they're small figures. They're not massive figures. I mean, here he is with the pair of scissors. So they're not massive figures, But for the size of them, I mean, you can see all of the cuts for the joints. So they're very nicely articulated figures. Detail is can be a bit soft on them, and the faces might not always be the best. Rengoku's is okay. But for the price point, they are really, really decent figures. And like I said, at the price point, they're within range of kids, so they're great for like kids' entry point into like a bit more higher end articulated figures. So anyway, here is Rengoku himself. Let me just do a quick 360 on him. His hair has been done really nicely. There's no articulation in it, because I know sometimes with some figures the ponytail might be on a ball joint, and then the longer bits of hair at the back might be on hinges just so it can move out of the way. But no, it's all one solid piece on this figure. And I really like it. For articulation in the head, we've got a ball joint, so we've got some nice wiggle waggle. He can look all the way down. But for up, I'll just move the cape out of the way. He can't really look up, but he can look straight ahead. And I think the cape actually comes off, you know. Yeah. For articulation in the cape, as you can see, I'm going to actually take it off because it can come off. As you can see, we've got these joints up here with the cape, so it can flare out. Are they just ball joint? Are they just outwards joints? They're on like little ball joints. You get a bit of wiggle waggle, but you don't really get much like outwards, like that way outwards flaring with the wind. You've just got like that way, so you can make it bigger. And if you do, it is sort of, apart from this side, but it is like perfectly lined up. The printing on the cape could do a bit of work. This side is okay. The middle bit, the printing on the cape could definitely do with some work with lining it up. But I mean, the cape is one of the things that you can't really check. You know, you can't really check it from inside the packaging, so you just have to wing it with the cape. So, on to the figure itself. We've got butterfly joints at the shoulders, so you can bring the shoulders out a little bit. We do also have just a ball joint, so you can get a full 360, and he can indeed, well, he can sort of T-pose. Then you've got a bicep swivel, and then you do have the elbow. So it's only a single jointed elbow, but you do get like a nice 90 degrees of bend in there. And then the joints for the wrist, I believe, is just a swivel hinge. So yeah, the wrists are on pegs, so you can swivel it, and then they're on the hinge joint. So I'm just going to move his arms up out of the way so we can get a look at the other joints. We've got a bit of an ab crunch and an arcing back. There's not much in there. That is literally all you're going to get. So there's not much, but it's pretty good. Also sort of counts as a waist swivel. For the legs, you can get full kick forward and that much of a kick backwards. Obviously you can't get a full kick backwards because his butt is in the way. He can do the splits. Can do full split. They also, you've got thigh swivel there as well. You've got a single hinge knee, but that single hinge knee is about 90 degrees of bend, so that is good. Nothing at the shin, but you do have the foot that can go forward and backwards, and also ankle pivot really well in both directions. That is a broken foot. That is not a broken foot, but that is a broken foot. So anyway, that is the figure. For the accessories, you do get the hilt of the sword just by itself, and that will go in the scabbard. There we go. So that goes in there like that. Doesn't sit perfectly. Like, I feel like that should go in more, but that's as far as it's wanting to go in when I pull it. Although the groove does run the full length of the sword of it, so it is meant to go all the way in. But I don't want to force it, because I feel like if I push it all the way in, then it's not going to want to come back out. So anyway, so that's what it looks like with like the full effect with the sword. Apologies for the neighbour's dogs. We do have his actual sword as well. That is a very bendy sword. Very bendy. Come on, focus. So yeah, that is a very bendy sword. But it is very nicely detailed. Once again, the printing for the flames is a bit off. Oh god, that is a very bent sword. It's very off actually, with where I guess the molded flames and the printed flames do not line up. And we also have spare hands. So the hands he comes with are fists, but then he also comes with grabby hands, so like sword holding hands. So you just pull the hand out, pop the new one in, and then he can hold the sword. Which looks like it's going to be way too big for the hole in his hand. Oh, something cracked. I don't want to talk like these. There we go. There we go. So he's holding the sword now. Honestly, the hands are the one thing that I don't like about these figures. Especially with how flimsy the swords are. I mean, look at that bend. That sword is going to break. Luckily, I do have other Rengoku figures that came with swords. And I do believe the swords are a bit more sturdy than this one. So, I mean, hopefully, it can hold the swords of other figures as well. Does the sword come out of its... the scabbard coming out of its slot? Oh well. But yeah. That's pretty much all I can say about Rengoku. Let me put his cape back on. Move your hand forward. Because you can't really have Rengoku in demon fighting mode without his cape. There we go. Yeah, he can't do the whole put the sword on the shoulder thing. Oh well. He can do that, that'll do. So anyway, that's Rengoku. He's pretty cool. I'll move the other hand out of the way. It does come with two... It does come with... That's another fist. Oh, there we go. He does come with two sword holding hands, so he can be left or right-handed, depending on how you want to do it. Sorry about that. I don't know if you could get him so he's holding the sword with both hands like he does sometimes, but I don't know. Anyway, on to Tengen. Now, Tengen's box is thinner than Rengoku's because he doesn't have a cape. Oops. And then, once again, we have the really nice artwork. Oh, he's tall. We've got the really nice artwork on the inside of the box. I'm hoping I can open Tengen without destroying the packaging as much. There we go. That's perfect. Because like I said, I use the boxes for the thumbnail as well. And then I throw them. There we go. There we go. So once again, just tuck it all back around itself. And then we're good to go for the thumbnail. And here is... Oh, his swords come off. And here is Tengen. Let me just put the swords back on his back. Oh, they do not peg in that much. They are not going to stay on there. Okay, that is the first problem with the figure. The pegs to put the swords into his back are not the best. So anyway, here is Tengen. And I think for the sake of it, I'm actually going to take them off. Because otherwise I'm going to keep knocking them off. He might actually look a bit better than Rengoku face-wise. Oh yeah, he definitely looks better than Rengoku with the face. I do believe Tengen is a more recent figure, like they didn't come out in the same wave. Rengoku came out first, which could explain why he looks a bit strange. But Tengen here looks really nice. Think about the only thing they could have done better with the face is if they painted these 3 gems. Because I believe they're meant to be like a weird pinky colour. And I am not seeing any of that. It's just all silver. But oh well. So very nice on all of the detail on him. His bangles that are on his arms are nicely detailed. Yeah, they're nicely done. Then we got his legs. And then for articulation, is there the outside chain? That's good. For articulation, he once again has a ball joint, so he can look down, but he can't really look up. His up is just all the way forward. Does he have the butterfly joints? He does. So Tengen also has the butterfly joints, and he can T-pose. He doesn't have. Oh, he does have the bicep swivel. This one is actually quite well hidden because it's in line with where the bangle ends. He does also have the 90 degrees of bend and the swivel hinge at the wrist. Oh, all of his nails are painted as well. That's nice. That's good detailing. That is good. All right, we'll raise the arms up again, and also once again, oh, his arm came off. Oh my god, those ball joints are tiny. Oh wow. So anyway, let's bring his arms all the way up again. They just plug back in. Once again, he has the arcing back and ab crunch, which is even less movement than Rengoku. Wow, that is like really pointless with Tengen, where he does have a waist swivel. Legs can go full kick forward. Not really a kick backwards just because of the butt. But they can go out to the side as usual, so he can do the splits. Thigh swivel. Bend at the knee, so you got like a 90-degree bend at the knee. And then once again, you have the foot that goes forward and backwards. And the ankle tilt in both directions. Not so much that way, but you've definitely got the ankle tilt there for him as well. But oh, wow, I didn't realise those ball joints were that small. Okay, guys, you gotta be careful with these because those ball joints are tiny. For the swords, you've got the ones that go on his back that are wrapped up, very nicely detailed. It's just all one moulded piece of plastic. And then you have the ones that he holds, which are actually connected by a chain. They could have easily just done away with the chain, but they are properly connected by a chain, which is nice. Unfortunately, they've got writing on them. I meant the Japanese writing, which isn't unfortunate. But the unfortunate is these bits, like the copyright. But you could have literally put the copyright thing on the underside of his foot. But no, you had to put it on the sword. Is it on Rengoku's sword as well? Yep. It's on Rengoku's sword as well, for God's sake. Anyway, like with Rengoku, he comes with a pair of sword holding hands, which are once again painted nicely because they've done all the nails. Now for this, oh shit. Okay, his wrist things, these actually come off as well. I thought those were going to stay on. Ah, shit. Hold on. Alright, I've got him holding his swords. Really easy to put these swords into his hands. The chain does not get in the way at all. The fun part that does get in the way is the fact that these bits on his arms, these blue like sleeve bits, the other bits of his glove, they come off. I thought they were going to be like glued in place on the wrist, you know, glued on his arms or like molded onto his arms, but they're not. They are separate and they will fall off, and then you just gotta adjust them. And then they do sort of fit snugly only in one orientation on the wrist, so it's, you know, it's still quite easy to put them back on properly, but I was not prepared for them to fall off. But here he is holding his swords. And he's pretty cool. I do like him. Alright, Rengoku is my favourite character out of these two. But I think I actually prefer the Tengen figure. I just think the accessories look really nice and stuff like that. But no. I still would highly recommend picking these figures up if you find them for decent prices. Because like I said, for the price point that these guys are, or just not just these guys, just any of the characters, just any anime figures that you can find in this line, they're really damn good in terms of their like articulation and detail and stuff for the price point. But anyway, that is going to be that. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I shall see you all in the next video, whatever that'll be. Bye!